Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective energy reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for the month of October or the rest of October 2019. What we'll do, we'll link in with my spirit guides. First of all, get some sort of general insights here, see what they can kind of give us about what's coming up, what you'll be experiencing in all areas, hopefully. And then we'll be pulling Psychic Tarot by John Holland just to kind of give a bit more depth and or kind of confirm the information. Then we'll be pulling a few oracle cards for outcomes towards obviously what we'll be seeing at the end of the month. So we'll start as usual. I have part of my spirit guides, I've got my Lemurian crystals that I'm holding that have been freshly charged after the Aries full moon, so that's good, brand new fresh energy. So I'm just going to get a link in here and we'll see what the guides have to say. So the first thing the guides are bringing up here, or what spirit are bringing up, is they're talking about a thought form here. Now, I don't know if you're sat and you're trying to put some ideas together. I don't know if you're sat debating something, but I don't know if you know what I'm talking about here, but in the cartoons when you've got like the thought bubble, I'm just seeing you with a thought bubble around you. So it could be that you're contemplating making a move in regards to, it could be any area, money, career, finance, family, health. Someone is debating what their next move is going to be. It could be that you're compiling a list of ideas about what you should be seeing or want to be seeing moving into sort of the next couple of months. Someone's also telling me here that it could be one or two of you are sat there debating, oh my goodness, you know, end of the 2019, what have I achieved? And there's a bit of it feels like a bit of a rush energy, like, oh my goodness, I need to do something here. What are my results? What are my results? What have I kind of produced in this year? What can I fit into the end of the year to make sure that I've made the most of it? There's also a sign or a feeling here of someone is sat and reminiscing about the past. Now, I'm getting this as a male, but it's like, and I don't know why, but I can see you by water. Now, it could be that you go to this place. This is a literal place. It could be you go there in meditation. But it's like this reminiscence, this nostalgia here, where they're just saying days that have gone by, days of old, days that have gone by. This could be someone that, if you're cross-watching, maybe is thinking of you. This could be someone that's wanting to return, but it's like they're reviewing what has been in order to evaluate what will come next. Again, if this is not you, it could be a cross-watcher, but this is the general energy. Someone is contemplating their next move about what they are going to be doing here. And it's interesting because it's like there is also an energy here of someone is, it's almost like they're making this list or this idea of how they want to move forward. That's one group of you, but then there's a second group that is doing that and knows what they want to do moving forward, but is still compiling information. And it's got to that point where spirit is saying, you've got all the information you need, you must take that first step, because there's a risk here of overthinking. Okay, I'm not going to lie here. It's all well and good planning, that's brilliant, we must be balanced with it. Libra's wanting us to come into balance with that energy. So if you've been like, you know, kind of running ideas through people or just contemplating ideas, sitting in that idea for like a few months, they would like ideally for you to start taking the first step with that or towards that, because although the idea can't be rushed, there must be at least one move here that can be like sort of moved in terms of progression, because it's like there's a bit of a risk of over-analysis with this. There's a little risk to overthinking, and what's the word? I do it a lot when I don't want to clean. It's when we overthink. I can't remember, procrastinate. There we go. Thanks, Spirit. Yeah, there's a little risk of procrastination here. So obviously you're going to know which category you fit into. This is not someone that you've just had an idea and then you just, you know, I'm telling you to move forward on that immediately. These are for people that have been having this idea going around and they have not made any moves. Okay, and I'm not talking about going from A to Z in 100 miles an hour. I'm just talking about from going from A to B and taking the first step, because I get that you've probably felt over the last couple of months that there's been an energy held back, or that you haven't been able to move, but there's definitely something you can do at the moment. The time is ripe to progress with this. So this could be a clarification or confirmation for some of you. And it's interesting I've said about the cleaning thing, because some of you could be maybe doing a lot of cleaning and not much other things. It's like you're doing everything but the one thing. Don't put it off, okay? There's a few different kind of energies coming through here. Yeah, seize the day. We must seize the day, okay? If this is you, this is obviously, as with any general message, take what resonates and leave the rest, but you'll know if this is going to resonate with you. Now, obviously, I do try and put as many sort of, you know, general messages into these readings for as many people as I possibly can, but there is a likeliness that maybe one or two of you might watch this and think I don't get it. So apologies if that is you. I will try and work your energy in next time. Obviously I'll do what I can. So Spirit, what can you confirm here? What can you give us information wise for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for the month of October, the rest of October? They're talking about, one sec. They're talking about Neptune here. I'm not sure if you're aware, Neptune's currently in Pisces in retrograde, so it means that the planet is currently being paused, let's say. Neptune's the planet of illusions or dreams, subconscious potentially. It's in Pisces. When it goes direct on the November the 27th, it will be progressing towards the end of Pisces into Aries, which will mean it has completed a cycle. However, that will take a long time. It could be that, and obviously because we're hitting Scorpio season fairly shortly, it could be that the energy eases off you going into Scorpio season and then starts heating up towards end November. But obviously your Pisces November reading should confirm whether that's the case. But it's an advisory, because I don't know, but it's like maybe some of you have been relying on dreams. Maybe you've been having really crazy dreams. And that's kind of a confirmation, but I think it's been going direct a good few months now. So if that is you, then that could be why. So Spirit, what can you give us here in terms of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for the month of October? What is it they need to be aware of here? What is it they'll be seeing coming up, moving towards the end of October, moving towards the whole of October? What can they be seeing here? What insight can you give? Okay, interesting. It's interesting. They've given the Four of Cups, but in the reverse. So what offer have you received that maybe you are going to be taking an opportunity towards? Maybe you turned this down once before and you've decided that you're going to go for it. Maybe the first part of this reading was to confirm that, but that you've got the Four of Cups here, discontent and boredom in the reverse. Maybe you're ready. Maybe this is your green light to say, look, yeah, thanks for confirming, Jale, thanks, Spirit. This actually confirmed to me what I'm going to do, which is to move forward. And if that's the case, this is a double green light for that. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. That's right. We've got about 7 cards here that's come out at one point, and they want me to read them all together. Sorry, they're just telling me something while I'm reading the cards. One sec. If you have tried to do something a long time ago and you saw it as a failure, or it didn't materialize, sorry about all the didn't materialize, or it wasn't quite coming to fruition, you still don't really understand what that was about, this I feel could be second chances for a renewal in something, a second chance to regain something, or to take part in something, to be involved in something, to do something. Okay, so it's like, yeah, it's like you had an opportunity once before. Okay, so we've got the movement, choices, decisions card there. Now, either you were going to do this and you were totally confused back then. And again, my throat chakra is really blocked. So I don't know, maybe someone's not communicating that. Maybe you're frustrated that someone's judging you on that basis and that you want to put your ideas forward and you can't. But or this could be now that this new brand new idea that you're still trying to debate. Maybe you've got 4 options that you're looking at. Okay, now again, the throat chakra being blocked, we've got suffering in silence. So what aren't you speaking up about here? What is it that you feel that you want to say to people? It could be about this idea or this project. It could be a relationship, could be work, could be to do with work. Maybe you feel like you're being overlooked at work and you want to speak up about something and you are a bit worried about that. Okay, Spirit is saying must stand your ground. Okay, you must stand your ground. There's something about this throat chakra here that's they're asking you to step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone, right? Because when it could be something past life, it could be something you're thinking, well, I don't remember ever doing that. This could be a recurring theme because they're talking about this being part of a lesson. There's wisdom here to be learned. There's something about this that you're going to learn that's going to help you move forward. Because we've got victory and success. This is to acknowledge that you are going to have a positive outcome with all this, okay? Now, it's interesting because if it doesn't link to work, money, finances, you'll know what this is. Now, I can sit here and give every different scenario, but there's probably a few people watching this. So everyone's going to, specifics will differ, but this is the overall general energy. Something emotional is potentially concerning you where it's blocking your energy a little bit. It could be from something that maybe you viewed was a failure before and you're not prepared to make that move again. Sacral chakra, okay, this is about emotional, your emotional center, your will. It's like your willpower. What again, don't forget, stand your ground. What is it that you cannot compromise on and what is it you can? Where are your boundaries here? Now, again, if this is to do with love, this could be about someone that perhaps you maybe saw that was wanting, you were wanting to build a future with, that maybe that didn't materialize, and now maybe you're reconsidering it. Or maybe if you're a cross watcher, you're the cross watcher and you were the one that said no, and you're now reconsidering it because you're nostalgic about that. Now, as you can see, we've also got 4 candles, right? 4 doors, 4 candles. Okay, 4 is about stability. This is about rebuilding. And look, we've even got the 4 reverse, so that's 3 4s. This is about a positive change in stability in more than potentially 3 areas, okay? But they're also acknowledging that you must stand your ground, speak your truth, and go after what it is you want in terms of the decision you're making, because otherwise the universe is not able to give you much of anything. I mean, this is the thing. We can sit and debate these things and plan and seek out information and research, but when is the go time? When is it time to really stand our ground? Now, maybe Piscean, this is typically you, and you love going around in a circle, or you love a bit of a overthinking process, and I totally get you. My progressed moon went through Pisces last year, and I have a newfound respect for Pisceans. I'll be totally honest with you, because you guys feel everything. Like, I'll be really I'm a psychic and I feel everything anyway, but that was a different, and I've got a Scorpio moon, so you guys, you feel everything. It's like, we need to discover here, what is it that is really causing you pain and needs to be removed, and what is it that we can move forward from and learn from. There's a growth here. It's like the 4 of Wands when they're rebuilding that foundation. This is essentially you rebuilding that foundation, okay? So if you've had disruption, this is the Tower. So if you felt like your foundations have been totally rocked, yeah, I mean, that could be the case. There could have been major obstacles and challenges that you've experienced, and you're just sat there thinking, what is going on? Totally get you. I totally get you. But what they're saying is, in order to bring in the new, sometimes we have to leave certain things behind, and that could be emotional turmoil experiences. Now, sometimes we are pushed to a point of completion in order to resolve those emotions so that we can clear them out, heal them, and move forward. Obviously, Pisces going into Aries, we are an authority on that healing because we've experienced it. We haven't escaped it because it was too hard for us to deal with. And trust me, like I said, when I went through that progressed Pisces moon last year into Aries moon, guys, I mean, especially if you guys have got Pisces moon, oh my goodness me, you guys really do feel everything. But there's something to be gained from this, and that is an authority on that heartbreak, an authority on the lessons learned, and you're going to utilize that for a reason moving forward. But I feel like this is going to be, they're saying it's a game changer, but this is going to be the theme. It's like you're now becoming an authority on your own experiences, rather than sitting there going, I don't understand this. You're gaining wisdom, and you're making, they're saying, money moves. Okay, again, taking that step from A to B, in order to really start something fresh, brand new, a brand new start, a brand new chapter. But you're taking with you only what is necessary and what is needed. The baggage has been released, okay? So again, if this is you and you've been sat there going, yeah, but I've been going through this all year, great. It means, don't forget, we're in the 10th month. 10th month is closing of a chapter. It's completion. It means we're ready to go on to the next stage. But with you guys, I feel like it is actually an end of an emotionally very kind of harrowing chapter, that you are now allowing the new to come in, because we've just pulled the Ace of Cups. Love begins. This could be a refound, newfound love for yourself. It could be a newfound love for life. It could also be a romantic partner. Okay, this is about understanding self-love. This is about understanding how to top our own cup up without expecting external. Okay, now, like I said, I feel like with you guys, you may have been used to sort of utilizing your external here in order to top up yourself internally on an internal level, which I totally get. But you're being equipped with that cup moving forward. You're being equipped. You are no longer needing to walk through this journey feeling ill-equipped. It's like there's a stage in your emotional journey here. Could be, it doesn't have to be emotional, it could be mental journey, it could be spiritual journey, it could be physical journey. Maybe you've started and you've lost lots of weight and you've got into a really amazing health regime. This is about your self-love coming up, and it's like you're acknowledging that you're totally encompassing. I mean, obviously you're a water sign, which is very fluid, and you rest. It's a very feminine sign. It rests in that stillness. But you have found your own carrier. This is you now. You are you are the cup. Okay, so you're holding that emotion, and you know when to release. As you can see, they're releasing it in the river, and you know when to keep hold of it. It's like you're a bit more seasoned in your emotional nature. And because you're a bit more seasoned in your emotional nature, they're saying, well done, you've passed part of a lesson. This could have been a major lesson for you. Maybe you've turned around, and I'm hearing my spirit saying, can't believe I've got through that. So maybe some of you have had some absolute craziness going on, and you were thinking, I never thought I'd get through that. Well, you did. And if you're still at the tail end of that, you will get through it. You will get through this. You're the last sign of the zodiac, and you are so well equipped based on the fact that you are the last of all the signs, which means you've got all of that, those other signs' energy in you. You can utilize them. It's just about knowing when to switch up, when to change, when to act, when to not act. But you can see from a very high perspective. You can see a 360-degree angle. You're very intuitive. You're also very wise. Okay, but sometimes with those kind of emotions, we can be tipped over and imbalanced with how we're viewing things based on our own emotional center. That cup, that Ace of Cups, is to say that your emotional north, someone's throat chakra here. Oh, goodness me. Maybe you don't like speaking out about you feeling emotional. Maybe you weren't used to it, and maybe you're going into a new phase where you are going to be a public speaker, or maybe you're writing a book. But someone, if you're not doing something clearing that throat in your communication, can you do that? Maybe you haven't spoken up to someone and you need to, but wow, let me just reground myself here because I can barely talk. That what the spirit are also saying here is this could also be a union counterpart situation, that when you're not talking to each other and it's like really affecting one or both of you to the point where you feel like you're walking around like a bit of a headless chicken, because we've got the base chakra here. So what, again, security needs, number 4 is all about security. What is it in terms of your basic human needs? Okay, so shelter, warmth, obviously if we go a bit higher than that, sort of finances, bills. What is it you need to look at for first and foremost? How can we build up here from this? Because again, number one is the ace, is new beginnings, okay? This is also the first chakra. So how can we solidify this future? How can we move forward with this rebuilding of this security of this house, this home, ourselves? Like, we're rebuilding ourselves by laying those foundations, the right strong foundations. How can we do that? Okay, because I feel like that's also something you guys will be looking at. Now we've also pulled the Ace of Swords. So again, this is communication. This is like double whammy for the communication side of things. So maybe you need to speak up about your basic human needs. Maybe your environment is not allowing you to do that. Don't forget, stand your ground. You must stand your ground, because they're saying test. If you've gone over and over and over again in a loop where that has been the case, this is your test to say, when are you going to draw a line in the sand and defend you? As in, and I'm not talking about going, you know, ridiculously overboard and having some kind of full-blown, you know, argument. I'm just talking about expressing it in a balanced manner, clarifying and speaking your basic human right of speaking your own truth, which, you know, you have a basic human right of. Now, if this is going a bit more deeper, where maybe you feel you're blocked going forward because your communication's off, you don't know how to share your truth, you don't know how to put yourself across to people, and your security's at risk because you feel like that's blocking your path forward and you can't move on to anything until you get that undertaken, do me a favour and do anything you can that involves writing, singing, anything that involves expression, okay? Anything that involves, even if it's drawing, okay? Because you need someone. If it's not you, you're maybe watching this thinking, that's not me, that's not me. Someone has, it could be all of you, I don't know. Someone has to release this, because this is the thing. Your third eye wants to get this information out and to connect with you, with your higher self, in order to really clarify information. If your throat chakra is blocked, you are not going to be able to connect with your third eye, because there's a pattern. There's a, you know, we go from the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat. And if any one of those is blocked, the rest can't connect up to source, which means it's very difficult to get the right information. I'm going to stop lecturing now because I feel like I'm going overboard. But my guide, that was something very specific for someone. Again, if your security, your financial needs have been massively affected by this, okay, there's a change coming here, okay? By doing those previous examples, you will affect your changes financially and materially. But it does involve patience and planning, okay? So if you haven't done the planning and you're just going to go from A to B and haven't really looked at sort of what you're going to do, then I would say maybe do that first before you start out and start, you know, but take it as it resonates. Now, the other thing I'm getting here is, who is wearing a false mask around you? Are you deceiving yourself? Are you not telling yourself the truth? Are you not acknowledging something? Or is this someone around you? Okay, because we've got deception, envy here with temptation. This is the devil card and this is the Seven of Swords. So either you are not being honest with yourself about your needs, about your security needs, right? Maybe it's with a partner, because this can also be about a partnership, okay? Because we've also got the partnership card come up here as well, partnership alliances. What aren't you being honest about in terms of your expression of truth, of your own truth? Because if this is not you on an individual level and you're, you know, maybe sort of not telling yourself what you really need to hear and you're not acknowledging something and you're burying your head in the sand a little bit, it could also be a partnership, or it could be both of you in the partnership, or a wannabe partnership. Maybe this is the connection from earlier that you wanted to reconnect with, that you're parting ways because you guys need to reground, base chakra, start from beginning and communicate once you've regrounded and got that kind of, you know, that security, that your own solid base. You cannot have a partnership, a solid partnership, if one or both of you doesn't have a solid base. It's not going to work. In fact, it's going to be very difficult. But once you do that and take heed of what I've been saying, if it resonates, you've got accelerated motion. This is the Eight of Wands. Okay, so they could be at a distance from you. You could then receive communication. This is also travel as well, but because you've got the Ace of Swords and now the Ace of Wands, it could be that they are getting ready to communicate, but they just have to recalibrate this. And this is what they're going to be looking at in October. Okay, so the end of October, maybe you get that message at the end of October. Alternatively, if that doesn't relate to your situation, it could be you that is gathering this information and planning, okay, and biding your time to rebuild yourself and really ground yourself to then go forward at the end of October ready. Eight of Wands, this is accelerated motion. This is fast moving, okay, but do it in balance. Has to be balanced. Absolutely has to be balanced. And same with partnerships, has to be balanced, okay. Now I know in this card they're reaching forward and they're grabbing each other's hand, and that's lovely, but ideally we both need to be solid in order to do that, okay. We both need to be solid. So if this is a counterpart scenario that is not coming together, maybe that's why. And maybe if you build in and look at your security first of all, then that's going to assist them in order to come towards you again, because without, there's no point two people coming together if one party is really unstable, because it's just going to unbalance you as well and impact you. Okay, so what else can Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus expect to see? Yeah, look, foundation. This is exactly what I was saying. This is about, and this is this is the Four of Wands. So this is exactly, thank you Spirit for confirming this. This is the ultimate outcome. This is reunion. This is like, you know, partnership energy. This is the family, the kind of settling down. But this is after you've done the groundwork. This is all, once all that base work has done, that base chakra, root chakra, that's when the foundation is being built. And therefore you can build on that with achievements because there's something to build from. Okay. That's where potentially you can have family. You can have a commitment, a solid commitment. And as you can see, the rainbow in the background there, you know, and there's a party of three. Maybe you're looking to have children, and maybe this is, you're trying to rebuild your finances to get, you know, to get a family started. You can do all that, but you need to get the basics in order. You have, and don't forget, take this month to start planning and take one move this month. You know, you don't have to go from A to Z this month, but just take a move, make a plan, you know, and start sort of looking into that, because they're saying once you do that, things are going to move very quickly. And again, we have the accelerated motion, so that would make sense. They're saying it's sooner than you think. So if you've been sat there going, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Sooner than you think. But in order for this to transform, you have to first transform yourself, because I mean, look, I can't sit here and be, I'm a perfect human being and you must listen to me. No, I have my own, of course I have my own work to do, because, you know, I wouldn't need to be here otherwise if I didn't. But for me to sit and, you know, say that X, Y, and Z person is not going to be able to do this unless, you know, because it's all on them, there's always something that we can do. You know, let's say, for example, you're sort of sat there thinking, well, my partner doesn't ever do that. My partner doesn't ever do. Okay, so that's fine. That's up to them to deal with. Okay, what about you? What can you be doing in the meantime? You know, what can you be doing for you in the meantime that's going to build on your own foundation for your own individual self, your soul path? Because this is the thing, maybe they are also needing to do that, but by you starting it, you're setting an example. You know, you don't know. It depends. Everyone's different, but there is not going to be balance until you start maybe looking a bit closer to home. So if you've been sat there going, oh, this is all my partner, bottom of the deck, fulfillment of wishes, this is all my partner and I don't need to do anything. Don't forget, we've got the deception and envy. So how realistic is that? And I don't mean to call shade here, but how realistic is that? What is it we need to take responsibility for? You can do this. This is achievable. They wouldn't put you in this position if it wasn't. If it was an impossible task, they're not cruel. They're not here to sort of make you feel. Oh, I can barely talk. Goodness me, goodness how you feel. They're not here to put you in a position where you sort of come to the end of the month and think, well, I feel pretty useless here and I don't really know what's going for me. No, there's a lesson from it, and because they want you to have growth, there's something at the end of this that's going to be very rewarding, and it's not, you know, just a pat on the back. It's going to help you move forward to build that house, that whole Four of Wands energy where it's a completion. It's like this is the next part of your task, you know. Maybe you overcome an emotional problem, and now the next part is for you to rebuild your security, your self-worth. Maybe maybe it's your own image of you that you're rebuilding at the moment. Maybe it's how you view yourself, and you're building confidence, you know, and that takes time. But you know, again, you've got love begins, Ace of Cups. It starts with the self. It always starts with the self. You know, there's a saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. It's like we are a reflection of our environment. Okay. Ideally, it's designed for us to be being put into a situation where we're being mirrored certain things so we can learn from that. That's the ideal scenario. Obviously, sometimes it can be a bit harsh, and we sometimes struggle with how we deal with that, and it can be sometimes very difficult lessons. But sometimes, you know, when we get past that point and we work through that, we're not working around it and avoiding it, we're working through it. The good stuff comes because we've put in the work. It's a balance. Don't forget 10th month, Libra scales, karmic balance. Okay, maybe in a past life you've had an avoidance strategy where you didn't deal with things, and now they're saying, well, look, we would love to give you this dream that you've got. We want to just see a little work. We want to make sure that you putting the effort in so that you know you've worked for it. There's something about you working for it that is going to give you a real massive confidence boost. If they just sit and hand it, I feel like you'd sit there and go, well, what did I do? I don't know. There's something about that energy. Maybe you're very down on yourself and you think you don't deserve anything, but that's something you need to be working on, because when you do, material and spiritual prosperity. All right. Now, this, I think, they're saying read from the book. Okay, we'll do. I think this is Six of Wands. I think this is the Six of Wands card, which is recognition. No, it's not the Six of Wands. It could be the Six of Pentacles. Let me double check this. Nope. Oh no, I think it might be actually. One sec. Yeah, this is equal give and take. By you reasserting this foundation and boundary and speaking up, you will rebalance the scales of give and take. Okay, this is generosity. So if you are the kind of person that always gives and always gives and always gives and always gives and literally you're just like this flowing ball of emotion that just is very nurturing, very paternal or maternal, and that you just enjoy doing that, this is about to come back to you. But they're talking about the foundation and rebuilding of your own cup. Top yourself up first before you give to others, because if you're empty, if your cup's empty, how can you give? But there is a balance in this reciprocation coming. So if you always give and never get back, the balance is coming, but you must rebuild yourself. You must take that first step. Let me read from this. It says, the number 6 physical card represents a peaceful, tranquil time when problems seem to actually disappear. A sudden bonus, pay raise, or even promotion could be in the offering. It could be expected or arrive out the blue. This card may also signify a group that has worked and strived towards the success of a common goal. A time of prosperity, balance and harmony in your physical and spiritual existence is showing you that the practice of giving and receiving will bring you true riches. Look into your life and see where you can spread spiritual and physical wealth. Is there a person or a favourite charity that would welcome an act of kindness right now? Practice generosity, Practice generosity, gratitude and compassion so that you can continue to prosper in all areas of your life. Now, that might be a very specific message for someone there. Maybe you are setting up a charity. Maybe that is your goal. But you need to assert yourself. You need to believe in yourself a bit more here. What are you not having that confidence? Don't forget that sacral chakra card came out. What confidence needs to be built in? Maybe you've lost all of your confidence since this last couple of months or last, I don't know, year maybe. And it's been a tough one. But don't forget Ace of Cups. Start with the self, you know, because you can, again, passion ignited. This is the Ace of Wands. This is creativity. This is the spark, okay, of hope that lights the flame inside, okay? This is the sacral chakra. What is it that you feel that you are passionate about that you haven't been doing, or maybe you want to do but you didn't have an opportunity before? This is going to be another key to help build your security, because it's like the baton is being passed, okay? The spark, the candle, you know, the candle kind of flame is being lit from one candle to the next. Okay, again, you've got, this is now what, the third ace? So that would be a number 3, which is balance and harmony. Again, the throat chakra, and now that's mentally, the mental side of things. Maybe you overthink. And now this is like the creative side of things, the heart chakra, okay? So maybe once you sort of set the wheel in motion around your communication and standing your ground and sort of speaking your piece and gaining that confidence back, maybe that starts you off and sets you going with that kind of passion. Maybe you want to start a project. Ace of Wands is also about project, okay? Maybe, again, this is the same project I mentioned before. Maybe this is the project you want that really lights that fire in you, that you feel real fire and passion about, but you haven't got the confidence to do that. You aren't sure. This is where we need to clear our communication and do a bit of inner work, do a bit of confidence work here in order to really... The important thing about confidence is if you make small goals and work your way up, taking baby steps, this is achievable. Okay, so if this is your long-term dream and things have been putting you off because you thought you couldn't do it, take baby steps. Even if you feel like going from A to Z is like the hardest thing in the world for you because it's way too much to deal with, plan. Okay, don't forget that planning card came up, strategizing between now and the end of the month. What baby steps are you going to take between now and actually starting this, so that you feel you're prepared, that you've got that confidence for, because you guys are very creative. Not all, you know, obviously I don't want to generalize too much, but someone's very creative here with that card, that you could be singing. Maybe you're a singer, you know, especially around that kind of communication. It's like maybe you're a singer, maybe you don't want to step out in the spotlight, and they're just saying, you know better, and stand your ground. Maybe someone has said, oh, you would never do this, you're never going to be able to do that. You know better, stand your ground, don't let it stop you. If you know in your heart this makes you happy and this absolutely sets your world on fire. Eminem got rejected by how many people before he was successful, and look how, you know, brilliant he was. You know, this is the thing. You have to forge your own path sometimes. If you don't fit in a certain box, make your own box. Make your own box. Who's to say that this person or that person is right? Who's to say I'm right? I mean, I'm just the middle guy here, that I'm passing on information. You have to trust your own instincts. But who's to say if someone has placed that onus or that label on you, maybe maybe you were younger and someone said you could never do it. Well, how do they know? Have they done it? Because I know someone is not helping. Well, someone's got a low confidence here and has been knocked, and that they want to, you know, Spirit want them to kind of understand that you need to really, again, don't forget Ace of Swords is mentally, we need to maybe remove any negative self-talk there and start looking at confidence building steps, you know. And that could be as simple as, maybe you don't like singing in public. Okay, so go and pick a karaoke bar, bring a mate with you or bring a family member. Pick when it's the least busiest day, even if you have to ring up and there's like 2 people there, and go and perform in front of 2 people. Or better still, if you want to go even, you know, let's take it even further back, you know, arrange for a couple of mates to come round and do karaoke and get used to singing in front of them. I know that's a, you know, very specific example, but that's the kind of example I'm talking about here with the baby steps, because I feel like someone needs to hear that. Yeah, because look, you'll get positive movement forward, okay? But it's about taking baby steps. But it's about understanding why things have happened the way they had. Maybe it just wasn't the right time and you needed to learn things. You need to let some things go before you can move forward. But now is the time for replanning. So if this is a dream you put back, a lover that you couldn't get involved with for certain reasons, baby steps. Start by building your confidence. Start by speaking your truth. Maybe write a diary, you know, write down what it is you want to say. You know, and if you're really kind of focused on that whole communication, because someone's throat chakra was very intense, you know, even if you write that person a letter but don't give it to them and just sort of, you know, burn it. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's very cathartic, that kind of thing. And it just, you know, you don't have to feel like, oh no, I could never give him a letter. Well, you don't have to. It's symbolic. It's about a literal release of, you know, held emotions, you know. Yeah. Then things change. So if this is a lover, maybe this is a lover that you would let go and you haven't got over. Let it go, because the real financial and material changes will come. This is also about marriage. 5 is about change, okay? And as you can see, there was lots of different colours in that card, which symbolises all of the chakras being in alignment. Which means you can tune into your third eye. Which is where the good stuff comes, which is where all the relevant information comes, which is where you are connected directly to your higher self, and there is a direct, it's like a direct line to God, you know, or source or universe, however you want to label it. That is when the good stuff comes, okay? But you must take the first step, okay, guys? So let me just pull out one oracle card for you. I'm being drawn to the Enchanted Map. Collect, Baron, read. Let's see outcomes, please. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs. What is the outcome, please? Outcome, please. Outcomes for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs. Outcomes. Oh. Outcomes. Here we go. Don't let people distract you from the truth of what the reality is, of where your dreams and your heart lie, okay? Which means that connection to that higher self. This is goblins, okay? So it could be little goblins in the works, maybe that they've, you know, told you something that you thought you know, you believed at the time. Maybe you thought you weren't good enough, or you thought something was never going to happen, okay? But you know what? It can. All right? We've got Peaks of Joy. And that is a 33 card, which is an Ascended Master card. That's extraordinarily spiritual number, which links with the third eye chakra card. So this is direct connection to source. I mean, she's, I don't know how much higher up into the universe you can get, directly connected to spirit. But I mean, this is actually a very high potential of upgrading your spiritual ability, gifts, insight, clarity, wisdom, where you're upgrading, going up a level, because you've learned to rebuild yourself step at a time. All right, guys, so thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has been of some benefit to you. I really hope it has. So what I'm going to be doing is more videos Monday to Friday. Tomorrow's, I think I'm either going to be doing a general reading or a twin flame / soulmate reading to see how things have sort of changed after the full moon and the 10-10 window we've just had. And just sort of get a general idea how everyone's doing. So look out for that, and thank you so much for your time and watching. Massively appreciate it. Bye.